Cynthia is going again in with the fireball attack, and let's see what they can bring to the table.
We're going to find out in very short order as this Superstar Showdown is now underway. Transcendence with the first attack against Vatic. Get your engines going!
Here we go, Transcendence with the Royal Champion charge right away. She already went to Phoenix ability. Wow, that was fast. There's so many traps up there, giant bombs, defenses. The Royal Champion, I'm not even sure if she got all her rocket spears off.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but yeah, she went down super fast. I'm not sure. I guess those two Teslas surprised her or something. But either way, we now have as well the little queen charge on the far left side. We have seen something somewhat similar from NÉS4X earlier, where he used air with the queen charge together. But he did utilize the recall spell with that combination. So let's see how this works now without that spell, because he does not have a minion prince, and that is usually a big part of air attacks with having that consistent DPS in behind the dragons.
Big part indeed. I mean, I feel like every single air attack at Town Hall 18 has had a minion prince Grand Warden combo, so this is very interesting. The Invis spell on the queen completely missed, but she just steps inside the Eternal Tome quick enough to save herself. Wow, the Ice Hound was used on the right side with the Dragon Duke. It did pull quite a few traps. That Dragon Duke has his stun ability. He's looking decent so far. The Super Wizard Tower could do some damage, and as we get into the middle of the base, there's a lot of defenses hitting his dragons now.
Yeah, the queen just being stuck on that wall is quite unfortunate. She's now stepping in there, but she has lost most of the power off that Monolith Arrow. We see the Rage now, which she can step into to get the Town Hall, because we do not want to see another one-star here. Town Hall going down. We have another Invis spell for her. And with not too many spells left, I think that Revenge Tower is just going to take that queen and his hopes out of this attack.
He has the totem, he has the ice golem, he has the freeze spell, but it's not going to be enough as the queen gets stuck on a wall, and as soon as that revenge tower is able to lock on, ooh, even the freeze spell was a little bit too late, unfortunately. He does have a headhunter on the outside of the base, a wizard and a minion to try to pick up a couple of extra buildings, but it's just going to barely surpass the 80% mark here to start the war.
Yeah, not the best start. But overall, 2-star 80%. The question is now, can Vatic somehow do better? Because we have seen as well from them some ups and downs with their attacks. So it's not a given that they're going to perform better with their first attack. But if they could do, that would mean a lot of pressure on the other team. As we have heard in that interview, Transcendence really can struggle with those nerfs and maybe mistap a couple of...
Transcendence with their 2-time fails from their first war.
That's right. Tryhard is the first attacker for Vatic. Let's take a look at what he's going to bring to the table. It is going to be the throwers, but it seems like no earthquake, which means we are seeing the Skelly Donut. Let's go. This is something which we do not see too often, but whenever we see it, it is super exciting.
Those Invis spells placed perfectly, just barely not making the clan castle invisible, allowing the skeletons to take it out alongside the defense next to it. And now a mini funnel is made, no defensive clan castle troops to worry about, so of course Tryhard doesn't bring the poison spell, and the throwers can start here from the bottom side of the base. Are they going to path perfectly? Does he need to do any more funneling? I'm worried they might try to go the wrong way. How are they going to move?
The king is trying to push them back. Where are they going? He's wall breaking them in. Where are they going next? That's the big question. We have the freeze now for the king, but I feel like he has to adjust now because those throwers are in between both fire spitters, and that's rough. That is not a position you want to be in with those throwers. The king did go down. He did take down the far right side compartment. The question is, can he somehow recover it?
Assuming he doesn't have a Eternal Tome ability, it is very rough for these throwers to be in between all those defenses. Luckily, he's got a little bit of support from the right side with the Dragon Duke, but both Rage Towers going off at the same time can be very scary for all these units. He's relying on an Invis to help out for now. Free spell right away. He's going to have to just keep using these spells in order to keep his throwers alive. Even with all these spells, he's losing a bunch of them as we speak.
He's doing so far a great job of somehow trying to prevent anything worse from happening. Throwers have managed to stay alive, at least 2 of them. Let's see how much further he can get. The queen is taking down the fire spitter. that backhand looks rough. But how many more percentage points can he actually pick up? We have now the throwers going against the wall. The Warden going and joining up the Queen with her target. Now coming back, joining the Queen. What is this old man doing?
This Warden is hilarious. Oh, now he gets targeted by the Super Wizard Tower. He goes down before the Ice Golem gets a chance to freeze and help. And with just 2 throwers, even with the healers, they just stand no chance against these Super Wizard Towers and the Multi-Archer Tower. It is gonna fall apart right here. He's trying to get a couple more buildings. But Itsu, I mean, this attack's gonna be even lower percent than the one from Transcendence.
Yeah, that's always the thing. Having a good defense is one thing, but being able to somehow capitalize on that is a whole different story. On this one, the archers are going to pick up some more percentage points, but this is going to fall shorter, as you said, than what we have seen earlier from Transcendence. But this means as well that those 2 teams are starting exactly as we thought when it comes down to how close this match is, because the start, 2 stars each, and only a couple of percentage points are in between them.
6 buildings make up the difference there. Very nice effort from Tryhard. I think just the pathing with the throwers from the very beginning already gave him a lot of trouble, and he had to spend most of his spells a day into actual 3 stars for us.
Can they do it? Hiroya is up next, and they're bringing the Dragon Riders with 2 Ice Hounds. That's quite a bit. Okay, let's start that Duke charge early on. He's trying to skip one of those Fox rotations when it comes down to not investing in Invis spell. Now has to do it though, because the Fox already did take quite some damage. There's the first Giant Bomb. So maybe it's going to bite him that he took that much damage early on.
7 normal balloons here on the Dragon Rider type attack also feels like a lot of balloons. So I wonder if he's going to have at least one group being just an Ice Hound and balloons for one section of the base. We'll have to find out, but he's still getting pretty good value out of this Dragon Duke, although I don't know if he wanted to cut inside the base even more or not. The Spirit Fox dies there, 1 invis left. He'll go up, and he's actually going to start the air units now and potentially keep the Dragon Duke alive.
We have the Royal Champion from the bottom side to make the pathing even better as well on the back end. In the core, we have that long shot start firing. We have more loons now coming from the top left side to push those Dragon Riders into the core somehow, because we need something to target that core, target those core buildings. We have now the tomes activated, but is that going to be enough to overpower that core?
Dark Orb certainly will slow down several buildings there. The Royal Champion goes down on the bottom side of the base. She did get a handful of defenses. He still has the Overgrowth, still has the Revive. Is the Dragon Duke still alive? It's hard to tell. He might have died in the core there somewhere, but he's being patient with the last couple of spells. The Town Hall is down. The Overgrowth covering just the Revenge Tower and the Monolith, with the Invis spell for that solo Dragon Rider to snipe the last air defense on the left side of the base. As the Dragon Duke gets revived, the Overgrowth is about to expire, and he doesn't have much spell support left for the back end.
Oh no, maybe the revive was a little bit too early because he passed that Revenge Tower, and this now means he's kind of stuck in between all of those defenses firing at his Dragon Duke, and this one is falling short again. Both teams are struggling versus those bases the opponents are putting up, and this is going to be 75% 2-star, so another solid defense. The question now is, can Vatic get this time around a higher percentage on their side?
I feel like we're just going to keep asking this question after every single attack. The 3-star, give themselves some momentum. Maybe that helps them get 2 3-stars in a row. We'll see.
Yeah, get the ball rolling. But we have the Lalo now up next. Anat, really, really good usually with this strategy. Can he pull it off again here? We have the first couple of test loons coming in at the bottom side. Royal Champion down there as well with the Rage spell together. We have as well the Dark Crown again, because we have talked about it earlier already. This attack is all about moving slow but steady and making sure with the spells that you're somehow taking damage off those loons and off your push in general.
Exactly. We're seeing double Overgrowth being very common, or at least somewhat common, for these Lalo attacks. Lots of free spells, lots of Overgrowths even with the changes to the haste spell in previous months, players are still not really choosing to use those haste spells for their balloons. Instead, they have to get the damage from the splash defenses off the balloons, and we're just going right in with the Lalo from the right side of the base. Dragon Duke still alive. Everybody going to start to work together, and I'm guessing you're going to see an overgrowth in the core here soon, or is he just going to push right through it?
That's the question. The Warden as well not going with his topside group, which means he's going to get hit by that poison tower a lot, using the Warden ability now, but that overgrowth is not covering too much, because this means the pathing should actually lead towards the bottom air defense and not towards the top side. So he is completely split on that Lalo, which is not looking good for him whatsoever. The minion ability is getting forced, but his troops are just splitting too much.
Indeed, all of his balloons from the top side were going down to the defensive Dragon Duke. He had no support up there except for one Ice Hound freeze. Most of his units in the core were struggling to push through as well. He did pick up the Town Hall, but after that, everybody was split up too much, and he still has 4 spells left over, but not many units to use them on. He's going to have to just use everything for the Dragon Duke and try to pick up the percent.
I mean, it is tough, but I mean, I don't know, right now Vatic is always being able to get lower percentage than Transcendence, even though they're already hitting low percentages. I'm not sure what is exactly going on here, or if he can push up the percentage points a little bit, but both teams are not really at the top of their game here. 70% is accomplished, some minions are still working, but this is not what Vatic is looking for when it comes into the attacks, and they keep falling behind on the percentage game because it's always below 80%.
Yeah, the pathing there for that Lalo just seems sketchy from the beginning, having the heroes go to the core, but a lot of the balloons go up north without much support. It just didn't seem like a good recipe for either group to succeed. I thought he might have overgrowth the core. Of course, that could have been risky, leaving the Town Hall for later, but it at least would have made the pathing for the balloons and the heroes to work together so much better.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really, really tough for those two teams, struggling with those bases. And the question really is, which we're asking after every single attack, which team can get the first 3-star to get the ball rolling? Because right now, so far, both teams are not just hitting 2-stars, but as well really low percentages. But they're staying close overall, which means any 3-star.
Since for sure, I don't know the exact amount, 10 or 12 buildings total, something like that. But we do have Chihuahua going in against Kingsman's base, and we are going in with another Lalo. Okay, it didn't work for Vatic right there, but Chihuahua feels confident about his version of it. Again, we're seeing the same hero setup with the Royal Champion Earthquake spell combo this time instead of a Rage spell.
Yeah, there's only one of those spears going into one of those skeletons from the trap. Keep going for those defenses. He's not getting the Tesla, but taking down the defending Dragon Duke. The Inferno Dragon on the right side, getting the pathing set up, which is quite nice for him. The question is the pathing good enough to get the overall troops into the core? We have a similar setup compared to what we've seen just a second ago. And we see already a lot of damage on that Dragon Duke.
No invis spells invested for the Dragon Duke yet, but he does have the stun effect, which helps him to get a little bit more value, but he is likely to go down here very quickly. The Lalo from the left side of the base, and again, it's all about the pathing. It's all about how long you can keep these balloons alive and what the Minion Prince can do. Of course, that Dark Crown ability gonna allow him to be stronger and stronger over time to do a lot of damage later. Let's see, the first overgrowth, this one is just going to cover most of the core.
Ooh, I am just scared. We have seen now already 2 1-stars, and I am just so scared of overgrowthing that Town Hall. I feel like just the back end could have been already enough, but hey, he's deciding that Town Hall is as well important. We have now the double Super Wizard Tower and as well an Inferno Tower on the back end. I feel like those loons are going to have a rough time going through that.
He has a lot of freeze spells, but even if he can keep everything frozen, there's a Giga Bomb there. There could be red air bombs. He's not freezing the Super Wizard Tower and the Tornado Trap and Giga Bomb combo. Bye-bye balloons. They are all dead. At least this minion prince with the Dark Crown has cleared the Town Hall section. Totem spell there distracts the fire spitter so that minion prince can clear more of the core. Are there enough tiny troops here with the help of an invis spell to push him through the back end? This might get really close.
Oh no, the Black Mine taking down the Minion Prince. That could have been such a game changer. We have Sneezy going strong. We have some Inferno Dragons now closing on the back end. This Inferno Tower is everything coming down to that. We have the Raven as well hitting. More Black Mines are hitting. This is so close.
The Poison Tower recharged. It's going to go off and slow down his Inferno Baby Dragon. The Inferno Baby Dragon is going to target the Inferno Tower last. He won't even get there. He's going to go down and oh, so close. But yet so far, 98%. No triples yet, but Transcendence really are still keeping that percentage lead.
It is the highest percentage 2-star attack which we have seen so far inside this match. And this means, yet again, Vatic with a 3-star could turn things around. But I feel like at this point it's so much easier said than done because those two teams are really struggling. At the same point though, we have Cynthia still left and he has so far an incredible hit rate. And if you keep going with that fireball attacks, I am not sure if anyone is baiting those attacks. So if he has picked a good base for that strategy, this might look good for him. But nope, instead he's going in with those throwers. We have seen some overkills, but we have seen some unfortunate fails here. But it's going to be another Sketty Donut. Let's see if he can pull this off.
Cynthia, one of those players that actually really liked the Skelly Donut when it first became a thing, and he was doing it all the time, and now we get to see him do it again, taking out the clan castle structure, taking out a couple of other defenses there. That is awesome to see it work so well. We have the throwers coming in from the left side of the base. A couple of Teslas popped in the northwest. He is deploying the Dragon Duke. Dragon Duke might go target the Queen, or it's just going up toward the trash buildings. That's going to force him to try to use some rocket balloons, but he still didn't clear the Teslas.
Let's hope that those Tesla are not pulling to the wrong side. We have seen that earlier, that those Tesla, or in general the path in which you do not really set up, can backfire quite a bit. But we have a lot of traps in this left compartment. The Dragon Duke is trying his best to stay alive, but should go down somewhat soon. But still having the Phoenix ability, which is quite clutch here. We have the Queen and the King on the bottom side funneling, so the overall opening looks great. Question is now, how well can he get through that core?
King and Queen taking care of the south side of the base. They have the flank under control. The throwers have really good pathing to go into the town hall. We're just watching for traps. A nice rocket balloon came out of a barrel from the troop launcher, testing for Seeking Air Mines, testing for red air bombs. The healers appear that they're going to be safe for quite a while with the help of that overgrowth spell, hiding some of the major defenses behind the town hall. The core is easy to get down. The Dragon Duke got revived and is clearing out some of the north side of the base. He still has a king ability, but no more spell support means it could start to slow down here in the end.
But this overall looks really, really good, I feel like, with the Dragon Duke taking down this top side. 1 minute 10 seconds left. As long as the Warden is not doing his thing again, we are looking at the first 3-star of this match, and what an overkill this is. This is what it looks like if you can create that pathing for the throwers, and Cynthia is here to maybe save Vatic inside this match, because we have now 3-3 attacks on both sides, and this one being the first 3-star getting Vatic into the lead for the first time.
Perfect pathing for those throwers through the middle of the base. No traps good enough to take out the healers. A well-executed plan for Cynthia. As his overall hit rate suggests, he is a superstar on this team. Transcendence have the percentage lead, but Vatic hit the...
Star is needed for sure. Otherwise, they have a huge, huge problem. Can Vado get the first one on the board for them? We're having Queen Charge Super Bowlers. That is the approach here. He has to be careful because there's a lot of damage early on. Using a nice Invis spell to keep that Queen safe. But let's take a look at if there's any traps. For now, using an Invis to force that Queen inside that compartment. Some traps are located over there, but is that enough to stop this Queen Charge opening?
Really good pathing with the use of that extra invis, forces her inside that interesting little wall segment. She's going to be able to clear out this ricochet cannon, this spell tower, and also making a pretty solid funnel right away. Here comes some more damage. How much longer is he going to keep the queen going? He could invest one more invis if he wanted to, but he's going to go ahead and recall without actually taking down the spell tower.
Oh, okay, the wizard went down. The healers are back on track. That was quite important here. But let's see if he can get the wall break going, or if he's going to walk around that wall piece and then enters the base. He has as well the king and as well the dragon duke as usual for funneling. We have the spring traps hitting and the scatter shot being quite annoying. That queen is dropping low.
Her HP is so low, it's hard to see. I think the queen just went to ability. The giant is out. Very unfortunate he won't have that ability for later. Dragon Duke on the left side of the base with the Spirit Fox, going to be able to get some significant value, but the healers are still alive and healthy. We're moving into the middle section of the base. He's got the Warden ability on standby. King with that giant gauntlet looks really cool as he's super big, taking out many defenses on the left. How are the bowlers going to do with the Warden ability popped right there with the Rage spell? Going to be able to start moving into the backside.
With such beautiful pathing he was able to provide here for his troops. We have the overgrowth now on the back end, but there is now a lot of heroes down here waiting for him. Is this going to be enough power of the the Dragon Duke on the far left side? Keep pushing around. The question is, can he push through those heroes? If that's a thing, this might be just the first 3 set that as well on the other side, and this match is just going back and forth.
The Queen's back up to full health, the Warden at full health. He still has like 4 healers alive, but that shouldn't matter. Ooh, that's a lot of damage at the last minute. Hold on. Can the Dragon Duke take it all out? Ooh.
With the stun?
He has the stun.
No, he does not have the stun.
No,
I'm not sure
he has
what
the
I'm
death
looking at.
damage. He needs to get that Inferno. Is he close enough? Yes! Ooh. Okay, doesn't need it. Barely gets it, though.
I was just expecting the stun, to be honest, because we have seen usually always with the Super Bonus the stun with the Electrofangs, but it seems like Vado is having a different opinion here, and in the end it results in a nice 3-star for him and his team. And with that, we're up
To catch up, we're getting into just the last few attacks here. Kingsman, the captain for Vatic, needs to step up. If he doesn't triple, it at least has to be really good percent to keep them in this match. But of course, you know Kingsman's looking for that 3-star. He's got the Earthquakes, the Lightnings, the Backpack ability, and throwers for the rest of the attack.
But the one thing I'm scared about is that lava launcher. We have seen earlier what happens if you do not take that defense out, and especially in Esports modifier with 25% more damage. That thing is so scary. But hey, let's see and wait if he can pull this off, and if he can overgrowth it for long enough to get the time going for his throwers to get close to it. We have as well one furnace in behind the throwers to make sure that any skeleton traps or whatever is popping up, those throwers do not have to worry about that. We have as well now the troop launcher to keep moving forward and keep pushing forward, so he doesn't need to worry about anything there, while the king and the queen funneling that outside. I'm not sure why he plays the druid so early. Usually you want to use that when the queen is an ability, but for now, things are looking decent.
Decent indeed. The Ice Golem's there to also freeze for the king and queen. I do feel like that druid is mostly wasted, as the queen was never even targeted while she was getting healed. But the throwers pathing to the core looks okay for now. The queen still has ability, the king still has ability, and
Warden died.
oh no, losing the rage gem, losing the life gem. Now I'm worried just about the throwers getting through the core. Luckily the overgrowth is there for now. Town Hall should be safe, but that lava launcher is going to wake up real soon.
That is always the issue with that lava launcher. It is just such an annoying splash, and if you do not take that out, it's going to backfire most of the times. But hey, he has still the king ability. Is this going to be enough to somehow maybe overpower this? Yes, he doesn't have the rage gem left, but he has quite some troops left.
The thrower's still getting a little bit more value. Of course, he doesn't have that rage gem, but that doesn't mean he can't do some damage. Throwers, there's plenty of them. With the invis spell there, they take out the multi-gear tower. They take out the archer queen. Oh, but he lost his king and his queen on the right side of the base, and with nobody else over there, it's starting to look very questionable.
Yeah, the spiky ball did not go into the defenses whatsoever, and that was a huge issue. But maybe, can the giant somehow get some belt? No, he's not going for the wall. He's not going for the wall, which means he's walking around the outside, and this is not going to result in a 3-star. I feel like a few seconds earlier on that overgrowth and the warden staying alive, and this base would have been crushed. But in the end, he's taking the risk, leaving it alive on the back end, the lava launcher, and this is backfiring quite a bit. 92%, so a high percentage, but in this position, they need those 3 stars.
Indeed, we're going to be tied 9-9 going into the last round of attacks, and I believe Transcendence will have the percent lead. Going into this, they should have had it by 5 or 10 buildings. It's going to be around 10 or buildings or so lead. We can figure out exactly what it is when the next attack starts, but if they triple, they can win the war. So everything is in the hands of Transcendence right now. If they
really cool answer by them, and now it is all about Kazuma. If he 3-stars, you said it, they're going to win this match. If he does not, it is going to be a close finish. We have again the throwers. It seems like we have the arrow as well. We have the backpack flying through, the giant arrow as well, and he's getting quite some value. The question is the value good enough, or was the investment too expensive?
It is going to be the Queen walking to the left with the healers from the healer puppet. So which way will the throwers come in? They're going to join forces with the Queen right there. Really interesting approach to this setup. He has lots of healers with those throwers and Archer Queen. It is a 12 building difference, I believe, if my mental math is correct. So anything more than 88%, but less than a 3-star, could force Vatic into a triple or lose situation. A 3-star obviously can end the war, and that Queen just went down early while I was talking about numbers.
Losing the Queen early is obviously super unfortunate, but the most important thing right now is that his throwers are staying together. That is such a crucial part about them. As soon as they start splitting, this is where the issues are then starting. We have some of them now going for the long shot, while the rest of them is going for the far left side. How well will this work? We have the troop launcher as well, keep firing those wall breaks, opening the next compartments. The King is trying to push them back inside. The throwers were able to take down the long shot though, and that is good news.
This is so strange because he did bring a recall spell, which usually in this sort of attack you would expect to be on the Queen, but of course the Queen's already dead and he still hasn't used that recall spell, so we'll see if he can actually make use of it now, using it somewhere else. Maybe if the Warden gets targeted or something, he could still try to use it. The revive spell is there waiting, likely to be used on the Dragon Duke. I mean, the throwers and the healers look powerful, moving around this bottom section of the base all the way around to the right side. I think this might still have a solid chance.
I feel like time is the biggest thing. Whenever you have throwers working together with heroes, this is where time is such a big factor, especially with possible now more and more like skeleton traps and such going on. We have more and more rocket loons getting invested to test for black mines and such. With 45 seconds, I'm not sure. The spiky ball though was amazing. He has that revive, but that would revive him right into that monolith. He could actually recall the revived Dragon Duke. That could be a thing, but he has as well the air defense on the far right side, so I'm not really sure the Warden as well. Oh, nice invis.
Wow. That invis saving the Warden, but he might still go down. The healers didn't save him. The revive onto the Dragon Duke with the totem distracting on the left, but without the rage gem of the Warden, these throwers will struggle a little bit. He recalls the Dragon Duke and drops him to the upper side of the base, and at this point, I don't think he can get the triple, but at the same time, he surpassed that 88% mark I was telling you about, which means Vatic cannot catch up on percent. If this time fails, which it does, we are looking at another triple or lose situation for Vatic with the last attack of the match.
This match is just crazy. This match is just coming down to the last final attack. Everything matters now. They have to 3-star. NÉS4X last year has clutched so many matches.
Possible outcome, this just hypes everything up. NÉS4X, all the pressure is on his shoulders. His whole team is hoping that he can pull it off with the Super Bowler Smash. They cannot catch up on percent. They need 12 stars to win this war. All or nothing, and we start with the Queen Monolith Arrow combo in order to get a nice funnel and take out some key defenses.
Can he keep that Queen alive? A really aggressive rage. He has to be careful here because the Queen is going to step into a lot of damage, turning her invisible, but that leaves those healers behind. He's keeping that queen invisible, trying to get that value, trying to create that pathing. First, Blackman is hitting. We have that queen taking down the defending queen now next. Getting the Inferno Tower, or what is going to be the value looking like. He has to make sure, though, that he's deploying something exactly before redeploying the queen. Otherwise, the Furnace or the Fire Mites jump into the Archer Queen and hit the healers as well. So he has to be super careful here. That's why he's deploying those Super Bowlers first. Getting the queen then redeployed anytime. Yep, there we go. Wall break has to happen. Nice wall break. That should be a quite solid opening here.
Everything going to plan so far. Maybe the Dragon Duke getting in front of the main group is a little bit less than ideal. We'll see if he can stay alive, though. The Spirit Fox doing a great job of saving that Dragon Duke alongside the Totem Spell and the Overgrowth. Oh gosh, the Super Bowlers are all dipping out to the outside.
No way, the Super Bowlers are walking again to the outside. He did not deploy another wall break. He did not have enough of them. And the funnel, because of the Dragon Duke going to the inside, did not happen quick enough. Let's see how this will happen now. Like, what will happen now as the Warden is going to pop his ability. He's under fire now off that Lava Launcher. Queen ability has been popped. Is that still going to be fine? Because overall, the push is still looking somewhat decent. The Minion Print, the Dragon Duke has gotten the entire core.
He has. There's no revive spell for him to get more value. Just 2 rages for these bowlers. He does have the Warden ability popped right there with the Heroic Torch. They can hop over some of these walls, make their way in toward this Rage Tower section. They should be able to easily cruise through it. There's a possibility the Queen jumps in with the Heroic Torch. She does, and she can start getting healed back up. Has the King on the outside of the base with the ability still intact, with an Ice Golem toward the outside and healers still healing. There is a chance this could still work, maybe, but what can that Monolith do to stop him?
Oh, time is ticking. We don't see it right now, but we have as well the King ability still left. We have 22 seconds, and that should be fine, right? We have that King ability to take down the back end. He is waiting for the last couple of defense to go down, and there we go. NÉS4X has done it again, getting in the clutch 3-star, and is going to win this match. What just happened?
You can see how relieved his team is. They were on the edge of their seats, as were we. My goodness, that was an awesome finish. I mean, you can't ask for anything different. Such a crazy finish to the war right there. Vatic were actually down for most of that match. They were losing. They had that one moment where they took the lead and then lost it right away. And at the end, they are able to steal it with another 3-star. And you can see the results right here. I mean, they opened up the war with those 2 low % attacks, but everything after that was pretty solid.
I won't be able to forget that face of Kingsman. The disbelief of him looking at NÉS4X, how he saved that attack again after a Super Bowl is walking. That was just so perfect, because NÉS4X turning that attack around. Crazy attack to finish off this match. And yeah, Vatic somehow staying alive in this lower bracket. In the end, they can keep celebrating, because I think there will be for sure, preparing bases and such. And after checking out the bracket, I would be surprised if NÉS4X is not going to be the MVP of this one. But let's take a look at the bracket quickly, because we see Vatic and Enosis is of the 2 teams which survived the first round of the lower bracket. But those next 2 upper bracket matches, Lexnos, they look kind of crazy.
They do look crazy indeed. I mean, the next one we get is a rematch of the grand finals from last month, Zeus Esports versus Repotted. And whoever loses that war is going to drop down to play against Vatic next. So Vatic have got to be sweating a little, but they got to be so glad they at least pulled off that match right there.
That's right, and then win or die as well versus Tribe Gaming. And that's the big question as well. Win or die, all of the stats are speaking for them. We're on the other side with Tribe Gaming. They can't really pull off such crazy stars, such crazy results, but as well, sometimes they're falling short quite a bit. But hey, let's take a look at the MVP, and that's right, 53% for the man, NÉS4X, the clutch machine. This guy is just built different. It's crazy.
It was crazy. Also, shout out to Cynthia with his really good attack. They needed both those triples in order to get the victory. But wow, what an amazing, incredible match right there to watch. We love when it comes down to the very last attack, and maybe we'll get more of those because we still got several more matches to watch today. We are going to see Zeus Esports versus Vatic Gaming, a rematch of last month's grand finals, coming up next right after this short break.
I never lost a round, hand up for the crown, son, cause I'm taking over now. You won't get off the ground. I never lost a round.
Yeah.